Okay, hello everybody, this is Kiru Show here. Now, let us begin where we left off. I was interrupted with my recording twice already, and that was not fun. Now, let us continue. When we last left off, Deku and Shiako, they were doing homework and actually talking to people in class. Shiako giving the explanation as to what her dad does, and Deku actually confirming, if not explaining more about it. Now, they would begin walking home from school, and they are actually talking. As they are walking home, she is stating that it is quite obvious, and she would immediately turn her head, seeing that Deku is not there. As she turns around, she sees Deku is actually staring down at a box. And as soon as she thinks about it, wait, why is he... As Deku immediately puts his hand into the box, she's even more confused. As she walks over, she sees that it is actually a box full of kittens. And Deku is essentially just standing there, frozen, not knowing exactly what to do. Now, she's actually asking Deku if he's okay, and he would say no, he is not. As she sees the look of varying forms of confusion on Deku's face. Deku would say it's quite a shame someone just left them here. Would it be possible for them to take them in? She would just say maybe, but as she turns her head, trying not to look, Deku just immediately holds one up in his hands as it looks at her and meows. She immediately thinks, come on, no. As she's thinking, please no, please no, please no. As the kitten somewhat jumps at her, actually latching onto her arm. As it meows for attention. Now then, she would say that we'll have to figure this out. As Deku immediately takes the box, he tries to get the kitten off of her arm, but it does not want to. Now, they begin walking home. Deku still holding the box. They would get there, and Sebastian is confused, asking Deku exactly what's going on and what's in the box. What's in the box? I'm sorry. Anyways, nothing. After that, Deku, he's saying that, they kind of found these on the way home. As Sebastian looks down, seeing a box full of kittens. He immediately does exactly what Deku did, except more intensely. As you just see him slowly take the box from Deku and immediately just walk away. He is actually going to go clean the kittens and actually get them a proper cat bed so that they can sleep. After asking Mr. Sayako if anyone in the house is allergic to cats. Now then. He did get the kitten off of Sayako's arms before anyone asked, so that one is also there. Now, as they're thinking, Sebastian will go on stating that things will be a bit different since the cats are now here. In fact, it's going to be a bit more troublesome. This is whenever Inko would walk into the room, and she would go on saying that might be true, but she can at least help care for the kittens for now, but with Sebastian's duties, she doubts that he'll be able to help. Sebastian would go on saying that that's not true. In fact, he would love to help. She's asking why, essentially, Sebastian's so happy and enthusiastic to see kittens. He'd go on saying that they're nothing like what he has back home. In fact, they're some of the most adorable creatures to keep as pets. Adorable creatures. That's weird. Now, as he's saying this, he would go on saying that, well, her father will be out of town for a while, so it seems like they will be looking after her. along with the rest of the help in the mansion, if not manor. Now, as he's saying this, he would go on saying that he will prepare dinner soon and they should not worry about it. But outside of the mansion, let us cut to some men in a car. They are talking, they're trying to plan how to kidnap the girl this time. Talking about how, essentially, there's that man in there once again. The butler. He got the last guys from what we've heard, if not, he has a weird quirk. So, what exactly is it? I believe, from what we've heard, or what those heroes heard in reports, it was called Perfectionist. Perfectionist? A bit high horsed, isn't it? No, not really. Anything you ask of him, he can perform in well under what's requested time. So, that's a bit powerful. Yeah, it's also weird because they said that his son also has it, but he ran after two high-speed cars and caused their crashes and was perfectly fine. This guy has a kid? Yeah, it's pretty weird, but we're after this Sayako girl, right? Yeah, she should be an easy target, but with these two around, it's going to be a bit harder. Alright, well, do you have a plan at least? I have it all figured out. Now, this is whenever Deku, he would actually be messing around and playing with the kittens somewhat after, and Inko would actually walk in asking Deku if he's done his homework, or if they've both done their homework. They would both go on saying that yes, they actually completed it during lunch, and there is nothing to worry about. Now, as that's going on, Sayako, she would actually ask if there is anything that is going on. Because these strange men always try and kidnap her, and because of what she's seen, especially heard that things are going to be a bit weird. But don't mind me asking, Miss Midoriya, but what exactly is up with your eye? As she brings her hand up, covering her eye patch, asking her what she means. Well, not to be rude, but whenever those men captured us, they kind of ripped off your eye patch, and I saw that mark. What exactly does it mean? Oh, well, it's kind of hard to, as Sebastian will walk in, stating that it is merely just a part of her quirk, and in fact, not only does she bear that mark, he does also, as he brings his glove up, pulling it off, showing that he has that on the palm of his hand, if not on the backside of his backside of his hand. Now, she'd quite simply ask, what exactly is that? And Sebastian will just say that it is his mark of allegiance to her. That they will always be together. As she's thinking, okay, so that's what that's about. That still doesn't explain everything. Sebastian would say that they made a deal, and it kind of led them down this path. She's thinking that they got married, and Deck would say that it is actually quite weird, but his dad's explained it to him before, so it's not really that confusing. She's just thinking that if Deku doesn't find it confusing, then there's no need for concern. Considering that she thinks of him as an intelligent, the intellectual equal. Now, that basically means you see them just as smart as you. Okay. Now then. This is where things are going to be a bit more difficult. Deku, he would essentially go back to his room, and he's actually somewhat thinking about things. As Sayako, she actually is asking Inko if she can help her with working on different support items for when she becomes a hero. She's been thinking on it, and she can only think of a few, but only one that would be very helpful for her quirk. She shows her that the prototype eye monocle and how it works as that is going on. Deku, he would actually confront his dad, asking exactly what that mark is, because he's always seen it, but he's never really tried explaining it. Sebastian would go on saying that, ah, yes, well, I guess you are at that age. Or, I'm not really sure. Okay. Well, this is the mark of a deal. What? You made a deal with Mom? Well, yes, I did. A long time ago. Before you were born. I believe... How should I put this? Though whenever I first met your mother, things were she was in a very bad way. But I made a deal to help her. And that deal is still going on to this very day. However, once I complete my objective, I feel I may get very sad. But that is just my part of the bargain. Yeah. No, sorry about that. Deku, he's a bit more confused. As Sebastian would go walk into the kitchen, starting to create food for the next morning, if not preparing some lunches for Deku and Sako, since her father is not out of town. Sebastian, he's actually seeing a bit more of the help, and he sees that a lot of them are actually not in the house tonight. They may have actually retired back to their homes and or quarters. So, he's not really thinking about it. Now, this is whenever Sayako, she would actually be talking with Inko, and she sees something outside, but she doesn't really question it. She thinks it might just be a trick of the shadows. But as you know, with any scenario in a horror movie and or anime, it is never just that simple. Seriously, why does no one check those? Anyways. Yeah. Deku, he would actually go on saying, well, she would just shake it off as Inko actually would turn her head and immediately shake it off also. Now, this is whenever Deku, everyone else would retire to their quarters and actually go to sleep. Deku's actually thinking, because a deal he made with Mom. Still not very clear on that, but I suppose it does work. Now, as soon as he thinks that, he starts drifting off into his sleep before a loud boom can be heard. Deku's thinking about what just happened, and this is whenever Deku, him and Sebastian would immediately jump up, and they're really confused. Sebastian would immediately run out of his room, actually seeing that the house is on fire. The hallway is on fire, and there are a lot of men with a lot of different types of firearms. As he sees this, he's thinking that they might be after Inko, or they might be after Sako. So he immediately brings his hand out, telling Deku to go check on Sako, or Miss Intelli. As Deku immediately realizes this, he turns around running. The men would immediately begin firing, and Sebastian would just bring his hands up, revealing 6 knives, and immediately start blocking the bullets. As he's doing so, these men are confused, thinking, wait, what? As Sebastian immediately just begins throwing the knives into the barrels of their guns. As he does this, he's stopping them from firing, and he's actually destroying them. Deku is actually running down the corridor, actually trying to find her side of the mansion. He would come across a few men as They essentially would tell him that they aren't looking for trouble. They're just trying to burn this place down to send a message to Mr. Intelli and actually take the girl. Deku would say that he's afraid he can't do that. He was specifically requested to keep her safe. So, he is humbly sorry for their inconvenience, but they need to leave. Is this kid serious? I think he is. As the guy turns his head back, Deku is now directly in front of him. He would actually curl his fingers and bring his palm up, actually smashing it into the man's nose, somewhat sending him flying. And as Deku does this, he actually begins popping his hands, saying that if they want to get to the girl, they must get through him. But he must warn them, they are not going to have a very easy time. As the men begin attacking Deku, Deku immediately begins fighting back. As he's doing so, he would take out quite a few of the guys, but he does have trouble sometimes with a lot of different ones, their quirks. Because they were using firearms, now they're using quirks, and things got more inconvenient. So, there it is. I found this picture and I found it really cool. So, now then. The manor is now starting to become even more engulfed in flames as Deku would actually find Intelli hiding in her room. She's even more confused as Deku goes on saying that is she okay and they need to get out of here, as the mansion is now almost entirely engulfed in fire. She's saying that there's no way out of here. Even then, most of the help is probably dead. She goes on asking him about his family or if his family's okay. He would say that they're all perfectly fine, his dad has it handled. She would say that doesn't matter, as Deku, he immediately gets shot in the back by a man and he would stop in his tracks as he slowly slumps over. And Telly's really shocked, asking if he's okay, trying to shake him back awake. As the man would say that he's sorry, girly, but riddling him with 12 bullets is not really healthy for a boy his age. I never liked doing that. As he goes to pull Deku off of her, Deku immediately turns around, actually socking him in the face. Actually spitting out the bullets, saying that, oh, well, it may not be healthy, but here, take these back at least. As he spits them out and holds them out at him. The man's even more confused, saying that, wait, what? Okay. As he immediately charges back at Deku, Deku just immediately just picks up Intelli and moves out of the way. As he actually just throws the bullets upwards, actually hitting a wooden beam overhead as it falls onto the man. Now, as that happens, the man is now covered in fire and being engulfed by it, as Deku tells her that they need to get out of the mansion. They would begin making their way out, as Deku then goes on saying that they should be fine and his father should be out soon. As you see, as Deku and her are waiting outside, they would see Sebastian just walk out through the flames as the mansion explodes behind him. He is carrying Inko and actually saying that it is quite alright and this is going to be very inconvenient. Miss Intelli, whoever your father has been dealing with, they simply are not good people. So we must now know. Is there any other place we can go? She's saying that, as she's still confused. They should not have been able to just simply walk through the fire. Even then, Sebastian should have burns on his face. If not, his clothing should be torn. Or at least singed. Ugh. Well, singed. Yeah, that's the right word. And this is now even more confusing, as he would put Inko down and open his jacket. pulling out the kittens, actually seeing that, oh, they are all okay and they are all alright. She's thinking he had enough time to take down all those men and get the kittens along with save his wife. Okay, this is even more confusing. As one of the men come walking up, he actually tries taking Intelli. He actually has a super speed quirk, so he would grab her and he would immediately just start running off. Deku would say that he has this, as he immediately just chases after them. He's actually running and the man sees that, wait, I'm going 95, how are you able to keep up? Well, I just quite simply would not perform well if I couldn't catch you. Oh my god, you are annoying! As he actually gets faster and faster, getting to the point where he is actually having trouble keeping his pace. Deku would immediately just run up next to him, grabbing Intelli from him as the man actually tries to kick one of Deku's legs. As the man does so, Deku actually somewhat tumbles over, and he actually holds Intelli close to him as they roll and he smacks into a tree. He would ask her if she's quite alright, as the man is now getting away. She would say that she'll be okay. Is he okay? Deku would just say he's fine, as he would stand up, actually patting her off. As she looks, she sees the giant mark he left on the tree, and she begins asking him, what exactly are you? As it is not possible for you to be human and survive all this. Even with your quirk, it's impossible. Ah, well, yes, okay. I believe you deserve to know the truth now. After everything that's been going on. I believe my father can explain it better, but this is going to be a bit more confusing. As they would walk back, and Intelli would actually see Sebastian is now just watching the fire burn as he's waiting for the heroes and the authorities to arrive. She sees this and she actually asks, so, your quirks, they're very strong and powerful, but you decided to become butlers. That does not make sense or add up to me. Even then, the versatility of your quirk is astounding. So, what exactly are you? As Sebastian turns his head, she sees his eyes and his teeth. Immediately somewhat recoiling as he would go on saying that, well, someone was bound to find out. As he would kneel down, Deku would walk over, doing the same next to him. Inko would just say that her name is Inko Midoriya. For the last 10 years of her life, not only has she been trying to raise a child and live a happy life, she has been trying to gather information on the people who kidnapped her. You were kidnapped? Wait, my kidnapping or what? Not you. People kidnapped me when I was younger, back in Europe. And Sebastian helped me. So, this is going to be a bit more difficult for you to understand. Sebastian would take over saying that he is not human. He is something older than humanity itself. He is actually something that is here to serve and kill. As she would take off her eye patch revealing the thing, she would go on saying that this is the mark of the chosen, or the mark of the master. Basically, Sebastian has to obey everything she says until their task is completed. But after that happens, she has to pay a price of her own. But over the last couple of years, that price slowly turned into something else, and this is where we are now. Wait, so he's a demon? Well, I guess you can call him that, but not really. Deku would actually go on stating that they essentially have a deal. He will protect her with his life, and he be her humble servant. As he would actually extend his hand out, she's thinking, um, what do I do? As she just starts thinking on this more. Now, I'm going to be leaving this part off here, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys later.